What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of the Anime Rift. And as always, I'm joined with my swag savants, Jake and Daddy Ox. What is going on, guys?
That was an Ox request. No one else requested that.
You know what? I got to do what he says. He's the boss at the end of the day, right?
If people don't want it, though, we get what the people want, right?
They want. Speaking of what the people want, by the way, might I just add?
Oh,
wow.
Fabuloso.
Oh, the dedication. The dedication is there. Guys, I'm super happy to be back here. Today, we've got new topics, new fun stuff, and we are going to be covering weekly watching or binging anime. Which one do we like to do better? Anime that you'll rewatch over and over and over again. We're also going to talk about the first Descendant and how epic the newest beta was and when we can expect the game release. And then we're going to talk about our first soiree into Worlds for League of Legends because it is quickly coming up. So let us take it away. We will waste no time here. Anime watching. Do we watch it weekly or do we want to binge watch it? And this is going to be the question of the week. So for you guys that are following, make sure you guys follow on social media. The QR code is literally on the screen. You can do that. Just scan it and follow us. Weekly question. Do you guys prefer to binge watch your anime whole seasons at a time, whole quarters at a time, whole years at a time? Or do you prefer to watch it week by week, every single time, climbing that ladder all the way up to the end of the season, grinding it down? Jake, take us away with it.
Okay. So for preference, I watch it today, week by week, or in 4 months, I can watch the entire series, binge it. I'd rather do week by week, honestly.
Interesting.
It might be because that's just how I lived my whole life so far, is doing it week by week.
Yeah.
But it is nice when like Baki comes out and Baki's the full season, and I can just binge it.
It's kind of interesting, the fact that sometimes you think like back to when you were younger and you had to wait week by week for the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon or Digimon, or even into like adult shows where people are waiting for CSI and they're forced to watch it week by week, right? Because Netflix and stuff didn't exist back in those ye olde yonder days. And we had to rely on week by week episodes. But now, with the lovely inventions of Crunchyroll and Netflix and all the fun stuff, we get the unique opportunity to be able to watch full seasons at a time. So it's kind of interesting. Ox, what's your take on this one?
I sided with Jake on this. I like the week by week. I like just being current on it as I can. And the only reason I say that is because I can't get on TikTok or Instagram or any social media without whatever new episode drop getting ruined for me. So if I'm in a situation where I'm like, okay, you know what, I would much rather just wait for all the episodes of Bleach to come out and then I'm just going to watch them all at once, I might as well have just watched them week by week because TikTok's going to ruin it for me every time. And I don't have the discipline to just skip over it. Of course I don't. I'm going to watch that TikTok every time and I'm going to know exactly what happens. So if I have the choice and it's like for something brand new coming out, I'm going to choose the week by week. But if it's something that I haven't seen before, oh yeah, it's getting binged in a few days. I think we've done our Wheel of Watching and it's been a 12 episode anime. We've gotten off the podcast and I've watched, 3/4 of the season just immediately after we've done podcasts. So if I can binge it and it's available, I'm knocking them all out. But if it's current anime, it's definitely week by week.
Yeah. I have to agree. I think, we're pretty consistent in this one. I definitely prefer the week by week, but I also agree with you, Ox, in the sense that if it's something that's older, like One Piece, I'm crushing out 20 episodes a day, right? And I love that I can crush that out, right? It's fun. I get to see people, like Cotton Candy, love a Tony Choppa. And I get to kind of progress through the story pretty fast. But when it comes to things like Demon Slayer, when they're current and they come out, you kind of get that nail-biting, I don't want to wait for the next week. And I think that's kind of the excitement of it. Like, I remember we were watching Blue Lock in the spring animes, and we were like on the edge of our seats, like, what is going to happen? What team's getting eliminated? Are they getting eliminated? Like, I just remember being like, I can't wait until next week. Tell me right now how this ended. Tell me, I need to know right now. And I think that that's one of the best ways to kind of keep you intrigued and engaged. But I think for, older animes, it's fun to binge watch them. There are, I will say, a couple of animes that I would like to touch on where I feel like binge watching it is almost a necessity. And I'm going to use Demon Slayer again as a prime example. And simply because anyone that is a huge fan of Demon Slayer knows that the entertainment arc, you would rather sleep on a bed of nails than watch that individually, one by one. I don't know how people did it. I certainly did not do it, but if I had to watch every single one of those week by week, I would have stopped watching Demon Slayer.
Right.
Because it was incredibly boring and incredibly slow. However, then you fast forward to ones like the Swordsmith Village arc, and every single episode is just like, what? Hold on to dear life. I need to see more of this. So I think it plays kind of both hands, right?
Right. Yeah, I get that. And I feel bad for the people that had no choice but to watch episodes at a time.
Yeah.
That One Piece fan that waited every single week and is current must look at me and see that I've watched from Thriller Bark to Dressrosa in a month, and they're like, man, I just don't like you.
Yeah, that's 1,000 of his weeks are gone
That's
because he
how much
waited
time
every single
gone.
week.
Eviscerated.
It's not good. dude.
Reduced to atoms.
Like me and my brother used to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to catch like Naruto playing, and like just to be able to knock out full seasons in the course of like a week during the summertime.
Yeah.
And like that was it. Like nothing beats that nostalgic moment, those nostalgic moments, and being able to go back and watch because it's exciting. You back then we watched the whole credits and watched the end to get the preview of the next week's episode, right? And it kept us hyped all week until that next one came out. So part of it for me is that nostalgic feeling, but like Demon Slayer is one of those that you have to watch. I will agree on that, and I am a Demon Slayer hater. So.
It was funny because I was talking with my brother about this, and we were laughing because we were reminiscing of the days where we would get up in the morning, grab our Fruit Loops, and watch Yu-Gi-Oh! And then it dawned on me that every single week we waited to find out that Yugi was just going to talk to his opponent for 25 minutes. Yeah. And the worst part of that whole segment is that back in those times, I think I'm old enough to say that now. Back in those times, you had to bank TV time with your parents, all right? So here I am all week doing in the chores, putting in the work. I'm banking my 30 minutes on Yu-Gi-Oh! And then for him to sit there and not even play a card for 30 minutes, you know what?
You didn't care about the story.
I want that back. All right. I don't mind a card.
You could care less about what he was saying.
Yeah.
You just wanted the action.
Yeah. I wanted card after card after card. But yeah, I think we could go around in circles forever talking about which ones, comparatively would be better to binge watch or better to watch weekly. But like I said, if you are watching from home, make sure that you go onto our social medias and let us know which one do you prefer. Do you prefer to watch it week by week, just like us, your hometown heroes? Or do you prefer to watch it in a giant span, a bunch of cluster where you can grab some popcorn, cuddle up on the couch, and watch a whole bunch of anime?
6 hours straight.
I think I know what I'm going to do after this episode. Watch One Piece.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm so scared to get caught up. I'm 10 episodes away from being current, and I'm so scared to watch those 10 episodes because then I know it's week by week.
Yeah. All right, so our next topic, we're going into animes that you can rewatch over and over again, and you just know that no fail. You can go to this anime in drop of a hat. You're just like, I'm going to watch this anime, and I can watch it from episode 1 all the way to the end over and over and over again and not feel bad about it. Ox, start us off. Which one?
Well, I'm going with Hunter x Hunter on this one, and I wore the Hunter x Hunter shirt just to prove it. It's one of those animes I can just always go back to. It's fun enough, and it's got enough. It's got everything, and it's got action. It's fun. It's exciting, and the only reason I don't say Naruto is just because, like, I don't know. I feel like Hunter x Hunter is just. I will go on my deathbed saying Hunter x Hunter would be the greatest anime of all time if they continue that animation. I know that the manga is continuing. Hopefully that anime adaptation is added onto that. But I will just randomly spark into my head, come across Netflix, oh, Hunter, Hunter, you know what? Let's start it over again. So I could start it over 100 times, and 100 times I'm going to watch it all the way through. I don't care what people say about the Chimera arc. I think it's fire. So people can get out of here with that Hunter, Hunter all day long, every day.
Mhm.
Fair enough. All right. For me, I think it's Sword Art. I think Naruto is too hard of one to rewatch every time. I'm not watching 900 episodes every single time I feel like watching Naruto. Like, that's not happening. But Sword Art's got that nice kind of, you can kind of pick and choose the seasons you want because each one is a different story arc and kind of follows a different little side story of the main plot. So I feel like you can just kind of pick up Sword Art, watch 25 episodes, be happy with it, skip the Gun Gale one if you really want. But, and then jump into Mother's Rosario, jump into Alfheim, or it's just a great one to watch on its own. And I know I've said it multiple times on the podcast. If you watched or listened to the podcast, you know I've beaten this to death. Sword Art does not have bad filler. There is not a bad filler episode in Sword Art. And I think that it's the easiest one to just pick up and watch over and over again. Don't even look at me like that, Alex. I see you. I know. Gun Gale wasn't even that bad. All right.
It wasn't that bad. I'll agree with you on that. It's not that bad. Everybody hates on Gun Gale, but I have a friend who has watched Sword Art.
It's probably small.
And he thinks Gun Gale is the best out of all of them.
Okay, well, your friend
dislikes everything. No, it's a terrible take. I'll give you that. But he says I loved Gun Gale. The other ones, And I'm just like,
what? No. Get him.
I'll let you know who it is.
Hold on. We have a caller that we need to correct. All right. No. You got Alicization and Mother's Rosario, and you're prepared to stand there and tell me that Gun Gale is the best one?
He'll go on and say it. He will die on that hill. He will die on the hill.
You're gonna die on that hill.
Listen, guys.
Now that
y'all have only had to deal so far with 3 weeks of these two guys' bad takes, I've had to deal with 30 weeks. What do we think? Episode 30 on the podcast?
I'm blind right now. My eyes have now seen blindness from that comment.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, Jake. Let's hear it.
Take it away.
Go ahead. I'm ready.
Best repeat anime.
Now he's thinking.
Mine are long, and y'all made me feel bad. After y'all said I'm not doing a long one, I'll do Hunter x Hunter's pretty long. Yeah. Honestly, no lie, I would watch One Piece over again if I could experience it for the first time all over again.
If you could be me again,
yeah. If I could just be frozen, just trickling away at One Piece, I would. But unfortunately, I might have to go with Bleach. Bleach is probably the anime I've rewatched the most.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 300, 400 episodes, but I've rewatched it like 4 or 5 times.
Nice.
And I think there's so many like subtle hints that you're going to pick up something different every time.
Yeah.
I think you learn something new every time you watch Bleach. You pick up something and everything like that. So that's a good one. I respect that because I'm a Bleach guy. And like Naruto, I love Naruto. But anytime I've rewatched it multiple times, but the last like 2 or 3 times that I've gone to rewatch it, I always stop at the same point, and that's right after the pain fight. I don't continue after that.
It's
like OG Naruto is so good, then after that,
I'll tell you why. Because the pain arc is the first arc that introduces the most amount of like drama, and you have a major character death. Right? A major, the arguably the biggest death in that series. And then you have what happens to Hinata, then you have what happens to the village, and, just all of the range of emotions that you go through watching that arc. By the time it's done, you're just like, I need to sit back and rethink for a bit. Like, I just need to take a moment and breathe. Right. And
it's so,
and then you're just like, okay, well, that was like, 400 episodes. So I'm good for a bit. Then you'll go back and watch it all again.
I think you can rewatch Shippuden. If you skip OG Naruto,
I love
watch Shippuden though.
You can't.
OG Naruto's gas. Filler skipper though. You have to skip the filler if you're watching Naruto the second time.
Nothing beats the Zabuza arc, dude.
Zabuza arcs.
Oh my god. Nothing beats
that. Watching after the Zabuza arc, I was like, how?
Zabuza is the greatest arc in anime history. All right, Zabuza Yamamochi. I only know that guy's full name because I've seen that arc so many times. I could tell you with the exact timing that Naruto pops out of that shuriken. All right.
Yeah, dude, that was so hype. You were jumping on your bed, dude.
Like,
when you were little.
like you missed twice.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh.
No.
That was so great. First time they worked as did like a teamwork kind of thing against an opponent. Oh my goodness.
That was the first time no jutsu.
All right. Now, I need to kind of wrench something in here because I realized I'm looking at my footnotes here and I'm seeing that we actually forgot to add it. And it was something I really wanted to talk about. And we can do it quickly. That's not going to take long. But anime in pop culture. That was something that I know was supposed to make the list. And just quickly want to talk about it. Anime in pop culture today, I think, is one of the fastest growing trends on the planet. And, feel free to tell me I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Maybe it's just because TikTok algorithm is just guaranteed to show me everything anime, or, all the algorithms are tailored to show me anime. But even in sports and professional sports, anime makes an appearance. Now we have jets that have it. Food, shoes. Shoes are the single biggest pusher of anime products. There's an entire line of Demon Slayer Crocs coming out. I will own all of them. Not because I love Crocs and they're comfortable, but because it is 4 sets of Demon Slayer Crocs.
Right.
Like, why?
Oh.
Why wouldn't you?
We didn't tell you, Frozen. They're animating a football game live.
Yeah.
Pixar.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. And they've already done that with Formula One. They did it with Formula One. They animated a Formula One race. Like,
and it's getting so big that like Disney was trying to get the rights to play Bleach.
Yeah.
Right. Like they were trying to get that, and
I think Apple TV
Secret Labs
didn't they?
Naruto chair, right? That's
yeah.
I mean, collabs everywhere, left and right.
Like it's monstrous. Yeah. It's absolutely. Now, how much bigger do you think this is going to grow? Like how big do you think that the anime culture kind of like encompasses everything that's out there today? Do you think that we've seen a full-on swing from Asia brought over into North America and is now crash-landed here in North America and it's in full swing? Can we agree that is the thing?
Yeah. I think it's going to end up being like, if you mention Family Guy, everyone knows what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the same concept where it's like some anime is going to come out that everyone just knows.
Like it's to the point now where like I see university students and they'll be talking about it and you hear the common catchphrases is, bro, you're not watching Jujutsu Kaisen? And it's like, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was an insult. Like, are you crazy? Anyways, I just think that we'll obviously go way more in depth to this in the podcast, and we'll talk a lot more on pop culture and site specific references and stuff like that. But but that's what I want to touch on for that. The next one is I wanted to talk about a game that I played, and I've played it since its technical alphas, and it's a new game coming out. It's a looter shooter, third person. It's like Destiny, so it's like if Warframe Destiny had a baby, this is what it would be. It's called
Ugly Baby.
The First Descendant. There'd be a weird baby. And it's called The First Descendant. We just did the crossplay beta for it. It was absolutely immaculate. In the world of betas where everything I've seen gone wrong and, money lost, everything like that, I've seen it all now. I think this game was so polished, so clean, and so much to the fact that I actually converted one of my friends who hates third-person looter shooters, and I got him to play 7 straight hours in a full party with me without stopping. And not only did he start the game, but he max leveled his character for the beta to get the beta rewards. So did this game accomplish its mission? I think so. I think if everyone needs to, take a quick look at the First Descendant, realize, and then I think Bungie needs to be aware of this as well. It's over, Destiny. When this game drops, the curtains fall for Destiny. It's over. It'll be done. This is the Destiny killer.
This game has bad timing.
it has fantastic time. It's going to come out, and
Arc Ascendant's coming out.
that's
The best
what?
PvP PvE game to ever exist is dropping
No.
a reskin.
Because this doesn't have PvP, which is
That's
something I'm going to bring in here. I know that you two will not play a game without PvP, and what is with that? It's so good. Like, why do you need PvP in a game? What flexing do you need to do to know that you need to be that much better?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what it is.
okay.
When it comes to PvE, I'm an extremely competitive person in anything that I do, right? So I don't mind the PvE, but if I'm going to do it, I want to do it at the highest level that game has to offer, right? And you have to rely too much on, a lot of times, too many people to do that, right? Like World of Warcraft, right? I need 10 dudes to get together so we can go do a raid. And what am I going to do if I'm just play by myself and do LFR? I don't think so. That's not happening, right? Destiny, same thing. Like, I was excited about Destiny too, like, because I heard how hard the raids are. They're really challenging. I was like, man, this sounds amazing. Don't mind PvE, but I want to do it at the highest level that there is in the game. But it requires too many people in order to do that, right? And PvP, it just allows me, like, I can just go hop on League of Legends or Rainbow Six and just go in by myself and play competitively against another person.
That's fair. I guess I see that.
PvE is too mechanical. If you think of PvE, you're thinking of mechanical like outdoing the computer. Like any of the Dark Souls series, they have a combination of moves that they use, and if you get mechanically good at memorizing their moves, predictable.
Mm-hmm.
A person, super unpredictable. There's no telling what they're going to do.
I don't know. I play Rainbow Six Siege, so I think some of it gets predictable.
Yeah, but like it's like the lowest tier of that. Like, that's why League of Legends, I think, is so big, because every game is so different. And Rainbow Six Siege, for that matter, too, because like the combinations of people you can play and play against changes every single time. So strategies change every single game. So.
Yeah. Well, and rolling right on through that, because you mentioned League of Legends, I'm going to finish up with our last topic of the day, and that's League of Legends World being 2 weeks away. I am unbelievably excited. This is a big point in my household, has been for quite a few years. All of the TVs become ready for streaming. We're watching all the games. I mean, so much so that my parents are starting to learn the lingo to this game, and they're starting to understand what is happening. In fact, they're picking a team. My dad will pick a team and be like, I'm going to cheer for them. And I'm like, Dad, they're from the Oceanic region. There's not a chance. And then it's like, doesn't matter. It's a cool name, right?
Person's dad's over there talking about people going golden
and
for
then, and then he'll be like, oh, well, what about North America? We don't pick those either.
Yeah.
Don't worry. So obviously we're going to have a predictions portion where I'm going to give you all the teams that are in it, let you know the play-ins, and I think that we should pick a bracket. I think that we should pick an Anime Rift bracket and get it rocking and see how accurate we can be. Maybe have other people do brackets and have some cool prizes at the end. Speaking of prizes for Worlds, they are doing something brand new this year. Last episode, I talked about how esports is constantly evolving, getting bigger, and how League of Legends does it the biggest. Well, guess what? They decided to take last year and make it even bigger. So this year, they're releasing a collector's edition box. And coming from someone that actually owns League of Legends merch, I know so does Jake, so does Ox, it's exclusive. And when you have it, you feel like you have a piece of history, right? You're sitting there and it's clean, it's well done, it's well made, and you think you have a quality piece of video gaming history when you get it. A lot of these are usually exclusive to actually having to go to events to get them. But this time, they're going to be shipping out a collector's edition box. In Canada, it's going to be around $165. In the States, $139, and in Europe, $119. So this is going to get you a stuffed bear, which is Tibbers, one of the accomplices from the game. And he's going to be stuffed. He's going to have a World's jacket on. He's going to have a World's hat on. It's going to be awesome. You're also going to get a little kind of pop vinyl Timo, and he's got removable glasses. He sits on a little stand. Again, Riot made and approved. And then you're also going to have all of the digital content, the Worlds Pass, the World Skins, all of the other really cool stuff that's coming along with Worlds. And I think it's going to be one of the best bundles they've ever released. I'm definitely going to be getting my hands on this. And if I can get it on it quick enough, I'll actually bring it to the episode and we'll actually show you guys what came in it. And because it's really cool stuff. And I know that my daughter's going to end up with the Tibbers bear. And that's mostly how I'm going to justify getting this, is for that. So
convince her that you need the Tibbers.
Yeah.
The Renekton skin subpar. I ain't gonna flex.
With that though, I think we're gonna call it what a wrap on this one. I can't even believe where this time goes. But do you guys have any closing statements for the night?
Winner bracket gets to pick a anime again. We're doing that?
Sure.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Sick.
I'll win again.
I like it. Any more closing remarks besides the winning bracket picks the anime we watch?
I think I'm good. You know, Daddy Ox out.
Shout out to all the people helping us over there at Rogers TV.
We love
As
you.
always. Yep.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much again, everyone who's watching at home. And thank you so much to Rogers for all of the awesome work that they do and all of the hard work they put into making this possible for us. As always, we'll be back next week. So make sure you catch us same time, same great place. But also scan our QR code in the corner. That's going to get you to our social medias. It's going to get you to our podcast. It's going to get you to our YouTube videos and upcoming live streams that we will be doing as well. We are going to be cranking out the Anime Riff for everybody, everywhere, all around the world, because that's what we want to do. We want to spread the love of weeb culture. All right. So with that, I always remember the Anime Rift has everything you need, from pixels to panels, and of course, your weekly dose of weeb culture. So from Ox, Jake, and myself, Frozen, thanks for watching. We love you, and we will see you next week on the Anime Rift.
Just go. Yeah,